Today we're going to be talking about how to best utilize your resources in order to be a successful free-to-play player in Marvel Snap. Welcome back to my beginner's guides. If you didn't see part 1, I'll link that up above. If you're super hyped and you really want to spend money, well, this is not the video for you. I'll have another guide for you to spend your money and what's the best things to purchase. If you are looking to spend money, it's still good to watch this video because I'm going to be giving a lot of really good beginner's tips in general here. Even if you are willing to spend money, this guide will still help you. But right now we're talking about free to play. Number one, the most important thing that you can do every day is grab this free credits. As you can see, I already clicked it. It resets at about 2 p.m. Eastern every day. Once daylight savings happens, then it'll be 3 p.m. Eastern. It depends on when you see this video. Either way, when reset occurs, the most important thing to do is grab that free 50 credits, and then you're gonna go over here and make sure that you complete your daily missions. They actually refill every 2 hours, so you never want to have more than 6 missions. You can also refresh it for gold, which is fine, but I honestly would suggest hanging on to as much gold as you can. The most important resource that you probably have as a free-to-play player is this gold right here. As you can see, you can spend real money in order to buy the gold. Every couple weeks, Marvel Snap offers a pretty reasonable gold bundle once you reach a certain point in the game, and it's going to be a lot better for a free-to-play player to spend their gold on that type of bundle that's going to give you a lot of resources and possibly a card that you don't have, or at least a variant of a card that you don't have. But back to the daily missions. The daily missions are all like kind of simple tasks. Usually I like to do the daily missions, all 6 of them at one time during the day after reset, and usually it takes me, I don't know, maybe 15-20 minutes to complete them all. It really isn't too much of a time sink, and as you complete daily missions, you'll also be completing weekly missions. You complete 5 of the daily missions, you're going to get yourself 100 credits, 10 gold, and 100 season pass XP. And if you complete 25 missions in a week, which really, if you are keeping up with all of your daily missions, it's only going to take about 5-6 days. You're going to get yourself 500 credits, 100 gold, and 900 season pass XP, as well as the other 3 that are in between on the week. It's going to really help you to fill out your collection in the early going. You also have these sort of season pass missions where you're just trying to complete these chapters and you're moving on to the next stages in the game. The recruit season ones are the easiest in the game to complete, but usually they really don't take very long. You get a brand new one every single day at reset. These are of course important to complete, but you do have almost an entire month. This recruit season, this will be going on forever. Once you get this blue Marvel card and you finish all 20 levels, then you're going to have the opportunity to open up the season pass. For now, we're just going to talk about the recruit season instead of worrying about the season pass. It's really not important as a free-to-play player, especially when you haven't even finished this. But basically, the number one thing that you want to do is you want to kind of rank up. And as you rank up, you're going to get yourself different rewards. You got some credits, boosters, credits, a title, and you're going to have a potential mystery variant if you can reach up to 60, but don't beat yourself up if you can't climb all the way up the ladder. It's very, very difficult, especially in the early going. Now, you're generally going to be facing players that are at generally the same collection level as you. They're going to be in series 1, they're going to be in series 2, they're going to be in series 3 when you get there. You're not going to be facing too many hard opponents, but again, when you're facing all these bots up until like rank 20 or rank 30, you're not really worried about it because they match you up with bots that have very similar decks as you. The best way to collect resources is just to click this play button, play ranked, beat the computer a bunch of times, and complete this recruit season. When you come into the shop as a free-to-play player, you might get overwhelmed by all these bundles. You may be thinking that, you know, you have to spend money in order to succeed at this game. But honestly, the interesting thing about Marvel Snap is that no matter how much money that you spend on the game, you're not actually able to have a complete collection day one. It does not matter if you drop 100,000. I don't think it's even possible, because in order to upgrade your collection, you need to play the game. You need these boosters. Even if you buy boosters all the time, you can't get it unless you play the game. And it is a fun game to play, especially in the early goings. You just gotta play and play and play and upgrade cards. Playing the game, getting to know the locations, having fun with cards, that is the best thing that you could possibly do as you're progressing and collecting all these resources resources just to easily upgrade cards and go on and move on to the next one. Another fun little tip for free-to-play players is that the best thing that you can do in order to maximize your resources is to actually upgrade everything to that first green border, that uncommon, because it actually costs you half the amount of boosters it would normally cost. So essentially the only discount that you're really going to get is upgrading your borders up to uncommon for only 5 boosters, as opposed to having to do it in 10 booster increments. For me personally, on my main account, I still bump up every new card that I get up to uncommon on the border. And another good free-to-play tip is do not do the fast upgrade. It may seem like a good idea at the time, it may seem very interesting because I don't need the boosters, it's gonna cost me X amount of credits. It always costs you more credits. Yes, you probably will have a bunch of credits in the beginning and not enough boosters, but I promise you it is a waste of credits, and if you're free to play, you do not want to waste a single resource in this game. We want to help you maximize everything that you're doing. It's so easy to get boosters. You may not realize it at first, but eventually you are going to have an excessive amount of boosters for each and every card in your collection, more so than you can ever upgrade with all the credits in the world. So I highly suggest never touching fast upgrades. Not one time. I've been playing this game for a solid 14 months. Not one time have I ever used a fast upgrade. Don't do it, it's a waste. One of the things I forgot to mention in the original recording was Conquest Mode. Conquest is absolutely essential if you're a free-to-play player. It plays a little bit differently than ranked because games are a lot longer. Instead of just winning one matchup against an opponent, you have to win 10 cubes off of them. However, if you go into this shop right here and you make 9 purchases, you should be able to get a variant of usually a pool 3 card that is something that you're not going to be able to have access to right away. It does take an entire month to get these done because they're time locked rewards that reset with each new season. I'm not going to get too much into the strategy of Conquest and what you should be thinking and what you should be doing. I will have another beginner's guide for that specifically, but I did mention it on my first video in the beginner series as well. That probably went into a little more detail, so go check out that video and also check out the in-depth Conquest beginner's guide when that comes out. And the last tip I'm going to leave you as a free-to-play player, make sure you're having fun. Don't turn this into a chore. It is a really good game. You're going to lose a bunch in the beginning. You're going to struggle to understand all the concepts. That's okay. Just keep watching the videos, keep playing. You're eventually going to learn. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just enjoy the ride. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, I have a whole bunch of beginner videos. I'll link the playlist. I'll put the next video at the end of this one, and let me know in the comment section if this video helped you out. Subscribe to the channel if it did, and have yourself a wonderful rest of your day.